full spoiler warning here. I'm going to be discussing entire game in its entire story, with every twists and turns and cameos and everything. So after this video, entire story of the game will be spoiled for you. So this video will be only for people who already played it, who are not going to play it, or who do not care that their story will be spoiled for them. You have been warned. So without further ado, let's just get into a discussion of Star Wars Jedi Survivor story and, well, every single thing that you see in the game. Final warning. First things first, let me iterate that I absolutely loved the story. And when I said in the previous video of my non-spoiler review that this game felt like Mass Effect 2, in this video I'm going to explain why do I think like that. But first, let's recap the story of what was happening in the game. So game is happening around 5 years after Jedi Fallen Order. And you start the game on Coruscant as you're being captured and hauled towards one of the Imperial senators. And quickly, in the first few minutes, it turns out it was all the rules that you and your teammates actually have made. Well, your teammates are actually not the teammates that you had in the first game. It's a new ones, because the old team has disbanded. And Cal is working now for Saw Gerrera. And the goals of your team is to gather the intel from this Imperial senator to find out where the locations of Empire are in the entire galaxy. And well, you succeed, but as always, the situation goes bad. Your team will be ambushed by Imperials, and well, lo and behold, you're gonna meet your old enemy from the first game, Ninth Sister, because it turns out she wasn't dead. All she did was just lost her hand. 3 of your 5 teammates died pretty much immediately, which sets up pretty dark tone into the game. And that is the first time where you see that Cal is actually starting to embrace the dark side. You defeat Ninth Sister, you unlock your dual-wield weapons, and then you escape with 2 other companions, and one of them actually dies while you're trying to escape. Your other companion, Bode, survives, and you decide to split up, and you go to, well, this planet Kobo, where you want to meet, well, your other teammates, who are old ones, to repair Mantis. And I'm not gonna go with every single detail, but as you uncover the things on the planet, where you discover the planet is actually being, well, terrorized by a group called Bedlam Raiders, and they're using actually the separatist droids, and their powerful leader is actually very, well, intimidating. And as you uncover those things, you also uncover old High Republic ruins. Yeah, and High Republic is around 200 years before that time, where the Republic and Jedi Order was in its highest. And you discover that Jedi in the past uncovered the planet that was impossible to reach, called Tanalore. And they found a way to reach it, but because of some things they had to leave it. And that story a bit was actually reminiscent to what was in Rise of Skywalker, but in that case it was a Sith planet. But this was actually a Jedi planet. And that was the first thing why it was reminiscent to Mass Effect 2. Well, because the entire plot of the game is actually going around to find a way to get to the planet without actually being destroyed. Just like in Mass Effect 2 in the Collector's Base. On your way you find this ancient Jedi who has been, well, not cryopreserved, but preserved in a Bacta tank. And well, you wake him, and it turns out that he actually went to the dark side, and he's actually working with Bedlam Raiders, or rather with their very old leader. And yeah, stuff goes south, and yeah, entire game is just back and forth to find out his plans before this guy will go to the Tanalore. And yeah, that's practically what entire game is. And during this playtime, you also kind of have a little clash back and forth with an Empire, but nothing major. And you also find out all of your old companions, including your romantic interests. Marine or whatever her name is. I cannot pronounce it well. The Night Sister girl from the first game. And well, it turns out it's Cal's, well, actual legit romantic interest, because yeah, he actually lets it all go, because yeah, there is no orders and there's no one to stop him. And that was actually the second hint that he was actually moving away from his Jedi way. This entire game, except for the first Coruscant part, was not as dark. It was pretty interesting and pretty cool, but stuff changes closer to the middle. You see on the planet Jedha with Seer, who is controlling this cultists of Jedi, like Jedi cultists, which not a cultist, which actually Jedi cult or something like that. We also meet the familiar face from the first game, Master Eno Cordova, which was original owner of the BD-1, the guy who actually hid the holocron from the first game. And well, you actually find out these parts and pieces of compass, the compass that unlocks the way to the Tanalore. And when you actually find this last piece, and when you already have the last piece of this compass, and well, the last piece was actually held by this awakened Jedi who turned into a dark side, who actually was the one who found the Tanalore. Well, you fight him, you kill him, and well, you gain this compass, and well, Master Cordova actually will repair that, and well, the stuff goes south. And that was probably the best thing that I saw in the game. And from that moment on, the game goes like off the rails. And that is happening around the 10 to 12 hours into the main story. So yeah, until that, it's pretty slow burn. After that, it just goes to the 100. Except for one moment. I'm jumping back and forth, I know, but still, I'm sorry, I'm kind of excited to tell you about the game. Except for one moment that is happening on Jeddah. You're fighting a boss, like a giant drill boss on Jeddah, who's trying to destroy this old Jedi temple which harbors some of your, well, allies. When you fight it, your Night Sister companion actually uses the Night Sister magic, and well, she's actually allowing you to practically teleport. And she makes kind of like wormholes from one point to another, which allows you to fly with an insane speed all around, and that was probably one of my favorite sequences in the game. But it was not my favorite, because my favorite one was when it turns out that your companion Bode, that was with you through an entire way, which has a daughter and things like that, who also wanted to find the Tanalore with you to hide from Empire. It turns out he is an Imperial agent. He kills Master Cordova right in front of you, right in front of everyone, and runs away with the compass as Empire is attacking your hideout. And as you chase him, it turns out that he is actually force sensitive as well. He defeats you in combat, and at the moment the game completely switches, because now you control Seer. She has become much more powerful since the last game and much more level-headed, and you destroy the waves upon waves upon waves of Empire attacking you, and you are making your last stand in an archive that you're trying to rebuild. And as Seer tells everyone to run, well, the elevator opens, and well, guess who will show up? Of course, Darth Vader. To be fair, that was an epic moment. I didn't like that they still again use Darth Vader for the epic cameo moments, because yeah, there's also one other cameo which I'm going to talk about in a second. But in the main story, there is, the Darth Vader is an only large cameo. Still, again, in the second game now. And you have to fight him as Seer. And well, can you guess what happens? But Seer nearly defeats him, but then she dies at the last second, because it's Darth Vader, of course. And at the last moment, Cal makes back towards the Seer, and yeah, she dies in his hands. And that's where you see Cal's switch to the dark side, more or less, because well, he's pissed on Bode. And you find him on this remote Imperial base, and it turns out that he was actually working to like kind of Imperial CIA, kind of like, I don't remember the name, but I kind of forgot everything, to be fair, right when I'm trying to record this video. And it turns out that he was actually infiltrated by the Empire themselves, but he was not actually supposed to take down the Seer's base. It was actually months before it should have happened. And turns out that he actually double-crossed the Empire as well. Here, because Darth Vader didn't know of his existence, because yeah, he would have killed him, of course, because he wants all the Force sensitive either being Inquisitors or dead. So it turns out the Empire was actually working behind Darth Vader's back as a secret, and they were using Bode as a secret operative. And turns out the Bode was just a Jedi who was working during Clone Wars as an infiltrator, and that's why he was not uncovered. And while Bode is trying to, well, find a way to Tanalore, and also he lured Cal to this Imperial base for Cal to destroy it, because he knew that Cal was pissed. And then the base would be destroyed, and well, no one would be able to find him. That's what he wanted, because he wanted to take his daughter to Tanalore and live as far away from everyone as possible. So he kind of succeeds. He kind of runs away, and well, when I talked about in the review about white suit moment, well, actually Cal suits up as an Imperial in a white suit, and he goes mad. Like, he is pissed. Like, Bode ran away, and he is absolutely pissed. And he goes, and he truly embraces the darkness. And he goes on a rampage. Like, I'm talking about killing like dozens upon dozens of Imperial soldiers. And that's where actually you upgrade your strength, your super attack, your time slowing attack. And yeah, it goes to the insane levels, killing like hundreds of Imperials. Well, at the last moment, Marion will actually stop you and tell you that she will be there no matter what, and she will turn him back if she needs to. And at that moment, I see what Cal is becoming. Cal is not turning to the dark side. Cal is becoming kinda like a gray Jedi who embraces both light and dark, which is so good, because there are not a lot of gray Jedis in the canon, and Cal is most likely becoming one of them. Well, after that, they actually find out still another way to navigate Kobo Abyss, the place which is hiding the Tanalore, and they manage to get to the Tanalore. this planet that everyone wants to get to. And when that will happen, you find the Bode's daughter, and she will takes to his father just to talk to him. And well, Bode is too far gone. He does not listen. He starts fighting with you. He even force pushes his daughter a few times. And well, the fight is brutal. It is absolutely brutal because, well, Cal and Bode are actually friends. They have been together through a lot, and Cal is pissed. Cal is pissed that Bode has betrayed him. Bode is pissed that Cal has actually followed him. And well, the situation, it's like a rabid dog who is trying to protect his pup. The Bode goes like fully insane, just full Sith. So even tries to force choke Merrin, and well, Cal goes crazy. He also embraces darkness because now he already controls it, and well, he kills Bode right in front of his daughter's eyes. And well, after that, daughter, weirdly enough, daughter kinda understands that, because yeah, she tries to stop the father every single time. She begs him to stop. Cal is begging him to stop. Merrin is begging him to stop, but he did not stop. And she, weirdly enough, kind of gets it, like very mature for 8 to 10-year-old, but still, it's her father that is getting killed before her eyes. And then Merrin and Cal's like, yeah, let's go, let's get out of here. We're gonna take you with us. And well, they take her with them, and she joins the team. She joins the crew. They bury Bode, Seer, and Master Cordova on Tanalore, or rather burn them. And well, that's an end of the game. All of this sounds pretty anticlimactic. And I know I'm not a great storyteller, but it was great. It was epic. Last few hours of the game was so good that I loved it. It was at least on the same level as in the first game, if not an upgrade. And I loved it. And as another comparison for Mass Effect 2, well, you are collecting your companions as you go through the game. You are collecting everyone from the first game, one by one. Everyone joins you, except for Seer, because she dies. And then you go to this unreachable planet to, well, claim it. And at the end, Cal's goal is to set up a refuge there for the hidden path from Obi-Wan to TV show, where he will take all the refugees from an empire, and well, because it's practically impossible to reach, no one will be able to get there. Yes, for another cameo, actually the second cameo that you're gonna see from the movies and everything is actually none other than Boba Fett. He actually appears at the end of the bounty hunter missions. The individual that gives you this bounty hunter mission, turns out that she is actually one of the bounty hunters as well, and she's just getting to, she was actually trying to get rid of all the other bounty hunters who was higher hunting you, because she wants to hunt you herself without any competition, because yeah, now the price is even higher for your head. And well, as she tries to capture you, the Boba Fett turns up, and actually there was a bounty on her head as well. And well, he captures her, and well, then they leave. That's what it was. I don't know, maybe there are some other cameos from the movies as well, but I didn't 100% everything. So is the story good? Yes, it is. There are some great moments, and there are some amazing set pieces that you actually need to enjoy. I don't know, I probably ruined it for you, but you were warned. I actually told you that, yep, this was going to be full spoilers of entire story, but yeah, I hope you liked how I told you about the story, and yeah, I hope that you will still get the game when it will work, when it will be okay. You would probably have forgotten the half of the things that I've told you, and then you can play the game with ease. Because yeah, there's still a lot of things to enjoy in this game, except for the main story and except for the things that I've told you, because the game is huge and you have to enjoy it. Our YouTube memberships are up and running, and if you like videos done by me, and if you like the reviews that I put out and everything else as well, consider hitting the join button near the subscribe button under this video. This might not be a lot for you, at least for some of you, but it will be tremendous help for me keeping this channel going. Well, I guess this will be it for today. Thanks for being here with me. Like the video if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. See ya.